Have you ever wondered which viruses have caused the greatest harm throughout history? In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 most dangerous viruses ever discovered, excluding recent events you might be thinking of, each ranked by the massive loss of life they've caused. If you enjoy content like this, remember to subscribe so you don't miss any of our explorations into the world's most fascinating discoveries. Let's dive in. Number 10. Lassa Virus. Lassa virus is found primarily in parts of West Africa, often transmitted through contact with rodents or their waste. While Lassa fever may be less known worldwide, it's recognized for its severe impact in localized regions. Symptoms can include everything from mild fever to hearing loss, with a subset of infections leading to widespread bodily complications. Although there are tens of thousands of cases annually, the total recorded casualties over time are in the thousands. Despite not taking the global spotlight, Lassa virus remains a persistent threat in areas lacking robust healthcare infrastructure. Early detection and treatment increase survival odds, but it still earns a spot on our list due to its potential to cause outbreaks with high rates of tragic outcomes in those regions. Number 9. Hantavirus. Next up is Hantavirus, a family of viruses typically passed along by rodents. There are multiple strains around the world, and certain types can lead to severe respiratory issues. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS, in the Americas has been known to have a particularly high fatality rate once it progresses in the lungs. Worldwide, these viruses have been responsible for significant numbers of casualties, although often in smaller, isolated outbreaks. If rural or wilderness areas are your backyard, staying aware of rodent infestations is crucial. While modern medicine has improved survival rates, Hantavirus still poses a serious risk because of how rapidly patients can experience breathing complications. Number 8. Dengue Virus. Dengue virus, transmitted by mosquitoes primarily in tropical and subtropical regions, is sometimes referred to as breakbone fever due to the severe body aches it can trigger. Over the past century, dengue has expanded into new territories as global temperatures shift. Nowadays, it's estimated that hundreds of millions of infections occur each year, with tens of thousands resulting in fatalities. While the fatality rate per infection may be lower than some other viruses on this list, the sheer number of infections places dengue among the viruses with a high absolute count of human losses. Public health campaigns focused on mosquito control play a huge role in keeping larger outbreaks at bay. Number 7. Yellow fever. Yellow fever, also transmitted by mosquitoes, has historically swept through populations worldwide, even affecting parts of North America centuries ago. Victims of this virus can develop jaundice, hence the word yellow, along with severe organ impairment in advanced cases. Historically, yellow fever led to widespread devastation in ports and towns during the 18th and 19th centuries, with large-scale outbreaks claiming many lives. The development of vaccines in the 20th century significantly reduced casualties, but outbreaks still happen in regions of Africa and South America, where consistent vaccination coverage can be challenging. Considering the history and thousands upon thousands of recorded losses, yellow fever earns a daunting place on our countdown. Number 6. Rabies Virus. Rabies might be the virus that most people worldwide have heard of, often associated with dog bites and wild animal encounters. Once symptoms begin, the fatality rate has been considered nearly 100%, making rabies one of the most fearsome viruses ever. The World Health Organization estimates that tens of thousands of human losses occur each year, predominantly in areas where vaccination for dogs is not widespread. Early medical intervention, particularly post-exposure vaccination, can prevent the virus from taking hold, but if the disease advances, it's almost always fatal. Because it has devastated countless communities in human history, rabies is undeniably one of the deadliest viruses. If you're enjoying this look at some of the most formidable viruses, give this video a quick like or share. It really helps more people discover this content and stay informed. Number 5. Ebola Virus. Ebola burst onto the global stage with alarming outbreaks, particularly in West Africa. Known for causing hemorrhagic fever with an intense rate of fatalities in many outbreaks, Ebola triggers severe internal and external bleeding, leading to widespread alarm whenever it emerges. While the total historical count of lives lost from Ebola is lower than some viruses on this list, the quick, dramatic impact of its outbreaks makes it particularly dangerous. In major epidemics, the virus has claimed thousands of lives in a short span, overwhelming healthcare systems. New treatments and vaccines have given hope, but vigilance remains essential to stop future outbreaks from spiraling out of control. Number 4. Influenza, 1918 Spanish flu. The 1918 influenza pandemic, famously called the Spanish flu, is one of the deadliest events of the 20th century. With estimates ranging from 20 to 50 million lives lost worldwide in just over a year, this strain of the influenza virus ravaged continents and infected a massive portion of the global population. It emerged during a time of global conflict and poor health infrastructure, which helped it spread like wildfire. This pandemic reshaped public health policies in many countries and remains a reminder of how quickly new strains of flu can have global reach. Even with modern advancements, seasonal influenza continues to claim many lives each year, but nothing on the scale of the 1918 outbreak. Number 3. Measles Virus. While often viewed by some as a mere childhood illness, measles has historically caused staggering loss of life. In the past century and a half alone, measles has been linked to hundreds of millions of cases and tens of millions of fatalities. With its highly contagious nature, able to spread just by an infected individual coughing or sneezing, measles can race through populations that lack immunization. The introduction of the measles vaccine in the mid-20th century slashed infection numbers dramatically, yet it's still a virus that threatens unvaccinated communities. Thanks to decades of immunization campaigns, the global toll has been significantly reduced, but outbreaks still flare up where vaccination rates decline. Number 2. HIV, Human Immunodeficiency Virus. Discovered in the early 1980s, HIV has since led to millions upon millions of casualties worldwide. It targets the immune system, gradually weakening the body's defenses against infections and certain cancers, culminating in AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, if untreated. In the early days, the condition was shrouded in misinformation, with stigma hindering fast medical responses. Over the past 4 decades, antiretroviral treatments have transformed HIV from a guaranteed terminal diagnosis to a manageable chronic condition. Even so, new infections continue to appear, and in regions lacking medical resources, HIV remains a severe threat. The total loss of life from this virus is estimated at around 40 million, an incredibly high figure, placing it near the top of our list. Number 1. Smallpox. Topping our countdown is the virus that changed the course of human history multiple times. Smallpox. Believed to have existed for thousands of years, smallpox caused entire civilizations immense tragedy. Estimates put the global death toll at hundreds of millions, with some placing the number as high as 300 million during the 20th century alone. Characterized by fever and a distinctive rash that covered the body, smallpox had a high fatality rate and left survivors with scars, or in some cases, blindness. Its devastation was so extensive that it influenced military campaigns and colonization, with outbreaks on ships and in newly contacted populations. The breakthrough came with the smallpox vaccine, the very first successful vaccine in history. Remarkably, smallpox was declared eradicated in 1980 after a worldwide vaccination effort, cementing it as the only human infectious disease to be fully wiped out. It's a powerful testament to science and global collaboration, but its mark on history remains unmatched. From Lassa to smallpox, these viruses serve as a sobering testament to how fragile human life can be when faced with microscopic foes. Yet, they also remind us of the power of scientific innovation, public health measures, and global cooperation in controlling and even eradicating deadly diseases. Make sure you're doing your part to stay informed and protect yourself and those around you. If you enjoyed today's journey through history's most dangerous viruses, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our future explorations. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.